Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to Weekly Wildlife Wisdom. So far, I've been your host, Zero Yeti. Without further ado, let's get into it, with the first thing of the week being Calyptomena viridis, better known as the green broadbill or lesser green broadbill. It is a small bird in the family Calyptomenidae, which is native to the broad-leaved evergreen forests of Borneo, Sumatra, and the Malay Peninsula. These somewhat social nomadic birds feed upon buds, bugs, and fruit, especially figs, and travel throughout the forest according to the seasonality of fruiting trees. Additionally, green broadbills spend much of their time sitting near motionless in the canopy or understory to camouflage themselves from predators. This species does not have complex or melodic songs, but instead has a range of calls described as whistles, trills, rattles, squeaks, or screams. Reaching around 7 inches or 17 centimeters in length and 1.5 to 2.6 ounces or 43 to 73 grams in weight, the green broadbill is a small bird which can be identified by means of its vibrant green plumage. The males and females of this species look different, with males having a black dot behind their ears and black bands across their wings, and females have feathers of a duller green and no black markings. As their name suggests, they have wide but short beaks, which are typically hidden by the crest above it. These birds breed between February and August. Females weave long, teardrop-shaped nests out of grasses, twigs, leaves, moss, and roots, which will hold 3 eggs. They incubate them for around 18 days while males stand guard. Once they have hatched, the males help feed them, and under ideal conditions, a green broadbill will reach temperature around 1 year of age and live up to 19. Next up, we have Tetraodon lineatus, better known as the Oaxaca pufferfish, or the Nile pufferfish, the globe pufferfish, the lined puffer, or the globefish. It is a species of tropical freshwater pufferfish found in the upper Nile, Chad, Senegal, Gambia, Geba, Volta, and Turkana river basins in West, Northeast, and East Africa. Here they inhabit both lakes and rivers and avoid areas of open water, preferring instead to hang out around driftwood, rocky outcrops, and reed beds. They are known to bury themselves in the sand or mud as a form of camouflage to help them ambush their prey and hide from predators. Oaxaca pufferfish are specialized in mollusk crushers, which utilize their strong beaks to break open thick-shelled snails and clams. They are also known to eat crustaceans, insects, and worms. Oaxaca pufferfish are themselves preyed upon by larger predatory fish, crocodiles, and large wading birds. Reach around 1.4 feet or 43 centimeters in length. Oaxaca puffers sport a light-colored underbelly and boldly striped green and yellow back. Like other pufferfish, the Oaxaca puffer can inflate itself and possesses potent tetrodotoxin. Oaxaca pufferfish are fiercely territorial and live almost entirely solitary existences, only coming together to mate. The pair will mate several times in quick succession, with each spawning producing up to several thousand eggs. Said eggs sink to the substrate and will hatch in 72 to 96 hours. Under ideal conditions, a Oaxaca pufferfish may live up to 20 years. Next up, we have Rupicola peruvianus, better known as the Andean cock of the rock or the tunqui. It is a large passerine bird of the Cotinga family, native to the Andes Mountains throughout the South American countries of Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Bolivia. Here it tends to inhabit riverine woodland and cloud forests, some 1,600 to 7,900 feet, or 500 to 2,400 meters in elevation. They are somewhat solitary birds which typically feed upon various fruits and insects, as well as the occasional small frog or lizard. Andean cock of the rocks are themselves preyed upon by hawk eagles, forest falcons, hawks, owls, jaguars, mountain lions, ocelots, and boa constrictors. And drink 1 second. Reaching around 13 inches or 32 centimeters in length and 0.58 to 0.66 pounds or 265 to 300 grams in weight, with males being slightly larger than females. The Andean cock of the rock sports distinct sexual dimorphism. The male has a large disc-like crest and brilliant scarlet or orange plumage. He has a black tail and wings and pale grayish scapulars. The female is significantly drabber and browner than the male and has a less prominent crest. The bill is also yellowish in the male and dark with a small yellow tip in the female. Breeding takes place at different times throughout the year in different areas. In Colombia, breeding normally happens from February until July. In Ecuador, the breeding interval spans from July until February. Indian cock of the rocks are polygamous, and males have nothing to do with nesting once the mating is done. The male's energy instead is devoted to a very elaborate display ritual that shows off his magnificent plumage. These displays often take place in communal leagues, where males gather to challenge rivals and beckon females. During such times, males perform elaborate displays consisting of facing each other while bowing, jumping, and flapping their wings, sometimes even snapping their bills, at the same time giving off various squawking and grunting calls. After mating with several males, females go off to build a concave cup-shaped nest, which are comprised of mud and vegetation, and typically plastered alongside cave entrances or rocky outcrops. Here, the female typically lays 2 white eggs, which she incubates for 25 to 28 days. Under ideal conditions, an Andean cock of the rock will reach signature around 4 years of age and live upwards of 14. Next up, we have Zaglosus bartoni, better known as the eastern long-beaked echidna or Barton's long-beaked echidna, is a species of echidna native to the island of New Guinea. Here they inhabit tropical montane forests and subalpine to alpine grasslands, typically between 3,280 to 9,840 feet or 1,000 to 3,000 meters in elevation, throughout both the Indonesian and Papua New Guinea halves of the island. These typically nocturnal monotremes spend their days inside of well-built burrows, emerging at night to forage for insects, arachnids, and worms, utilizing their long snout and sticky tongue to get in between hard-to-reach places to better access said invertebrates. These echidnas are themselves preyed upon, albeit rarely, by large monitor lizards, eagles, and wild dogs. Reaching around 24 to 39 inches or 60 to 100 centimeters in length and 11 to 22 pounds or 4 to 10 kilograms in weight, females are significantly slightly larger than males. Eastern long-beaked echidnas lack a tail, sport short spiny quills along their neck, back, and sides, and are covered in a thick layer of dense black fur to help keep them warm in their mountain homes. The eastern long-beaked echidna can be distinguished from other members of the genus by the number of claws on their fore and hind feet. It has 5 claws on its forefeet and 4 on its hind feet. Like the closely related platypus, echidnas have spurs on their hind legs. Unlike the platypus, echidna spurs are not venomous. Little is known about the breeding behaviors of the eastern long-beaked echidna, but we do know that mothers will lay a single rubbery skinned egg which will hatch in around 10 to 12 days. The young are called a puggle, which remain with their mother for around 200 days. And under ideal conditions, an eastern long-beaked echidna will live upwards of 30 years. Next up is Tapera navia, better known as the striped cuckoo. It is a near passerine bird and the only member of the genus Tapera. This resident cuckoo is found from Mexico and Trinidad south to Bolivia, Argentina, and Colombia. These generally solitary birds typically inhabit savannas and dry forests, as well as occasionally boggy swamps, where they feed upon insects, arachnids, fruits, seeds, and the occasional small vertebrate. Reaching around 11.8 inches or 30 centimeters in length and 1 to 2 ounces or 28.3 to 56.7 grams in weight, the striped cuckoo sports a long, thin tail. The coloration is typically gray-brown above, streaked with black and buff. It is a pale supercilium and a chestnut and black crest, which is raised as part of its display. At hatching, striped cuckoos are featherless with pink skin and a yellow-orange gape. Feathers are grown after approximately 10 days, and immature striped cuckoos are characterized by a black head, black markings on the neck, wavy black markings on the underside, and yellow spots on the feathers of the upper body, and a color pattern that overall looks like a pine cone. Striped cuckoos are among the very few brood parasitic cuckoos of the Americas. The only other are the Dromaeococcus. And typically, hosts are spine-tails, but also often wrens and other species with domed nests. The female cuckoo lays one, sometimes two, white or bluish eggs in the host's large stick nest. The eggs hatch in 15 days, with a further 18 days until the cuckoo fledges. Under ideal conditions, a striped cuckoo may live upwards of 10 years. Next up, we have boops, commonly called the bos, the bog, or the bog bream. It is a species of sea bream native to the eastern Atlantic Ocean. Here, these fish inhabit the waters off the coast of Europe, Africa, the Azores, and the Canary Islands, from Norway to Angola, and in the Mediterranean and Black Seas, where they can be found anywhere from near the surface to 1,150 feet or 350 meters deep. They are highly social schooling fish, and a single shoal can number in the high hundreds to low thousands. These pelagic omnivores feed upon a variety of foods, including both zoo and phytoplankton, seaweed and other algae, and small crustaceans. Reaching around 7.9 to 14 inches or 20 to 36 centimeters. It is characterized by its large eyes, elongated torpedo-shaped body, and a silvery sheen with 3 to 5 faint golden stripes. In fact, the name boops roughly translates to cow-eyed in ancient Greek, a reference to the eyes being fairly large for an animal of its size. Bos are considered to be rudimentary hermaphrodites, with all individuals starting life as with both male and female underdeveloped gonads. As they mature, some bos will develop their ovaries and become functionally female. Others develop their testes and become functionally male. Others still develop both and remain in the true intersex condition. Spawning occurs in late winter early spring, from January to May. During such time, bos with developed ovaries can lay anywhere from a few thousand to a few 100,000 eggs. Said eggs hatch very quickly, generally within 48 to 60 hours after fertilization. Once hatched, the tiny larvae remain near the surface of the water, gradually sinking deeper as they mature over several weeks. Under ideal conditions, a bos will live upwards of 10 years. And our extinct animal of the week is Eustreptospondylus. It is an extinct genus of megalosaurid theropod dinosaur, which lived throughout what is now Europe from the Calovian to the Oxfordian stages of the Middle and Late Jurassic period, some 166 to 154 million years ago. The first remains of Eustreptospondylus, consisting of a partially complete skeleton, were found in 1870 by workers in the Summertown brick pit, just north of Oxford, England. The remains were acquired by the local bookseller James Parker, who brought them to the attention of Oxford professor John Phillips. Phillips described the bones in 1871, but did not name them. Excuse me. In 1890, the skeleton was bought by Oxford University, and Arthur Smith Woodward examined and referred it to Megalosaurus bucklandi. In 1905 and 1906, Baron Franz Nopska reassigned the skeleton to the species Streptospondylus cuvieri, which had been first described by Sir Richard Owen in 1842. In 1964, Alec Donald Walker clarified matters by erecting a separate genus and species for the Oxford specimen, Eustreptospondylus oxonensis. The genus name Eustreptospondylus was intended to mean true Streptospondylus. Streptospondylus means turned vertebrae and is derived from the Greek words streptos, meaning reversed, and spondylus in a reference to the fact that its dorsal vertebrae were opisthocoelous. The specific name oxonensis refers to the province of Oxford. A second specimen consisting of only the left hip of the animal has also been assigned to Eustreptospondylus. The main specimen of Eustreptospondylus is that of a juvenile individual that was not fully grown and reached around 15.2 feet or 4.63 meters in length and 481 pounds or 218 kilograms in weight. Various estimates suggest that a hypothetical full-grown adult would have reached around 20 feet or 6 meters in length and 1,100 pounds or 500 kilograms in weight. The skull of Eustreptospondylus is fairly thick, has a rather pointed snout with a largely horizontally oriented nostril. Eustreptospondylus, like many other theropods, fed upon smaller dinosaurs and pterosaurs, and scavenged the carcasses of fish, marine reptiles, and other dinosaurs. As always, take care to my guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Hope you all have a wonderful day.